Welcome everybody to InnLink's InnTouch forum. My name is Wendon. I am the CEO and one of the owners of InnLink, and it's my responsibility today to give you a presentation about 10 tips to make more money. We do these InnTouch forums every month, and some of you have been with us in the past, and some of you are new. If I can look, I'm looking at the attendee list. What we're trying to do every month is to give a presentation about some important topic in our industry. Sometimes it has to do with the services that we provide at InnLink. Sometimes it's something completely different. But we appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Hopefully you will find it worthwhile. If you have any questions about the content, you can write them up in the chat window, or you can contact your revenue manager afterwards with detailed questions if there's an area that you are particularly interested in. This topic is near and dear to my heart, and for us here at InnLink it's very important that you all survive this tough economic times, and also that you make as much money as possible, because you all know that the way we make money is for you guys to make money. So what I was hoping to do today is to take you through some of the best practices we have found with our customers. What we did, we took a look at who is successful in our system and who is not. What's the difference? What makes somebody take full advantage of the InnLink services, and what can you do to drive more revenue to your property? So I'm going to go through 10 tips, and let's get to it. The first tip is to make sure that customers can find you on the web. I know this sounds somewhat simple, but there is an art to this, and part of this is complicated. Search engine optimization, search engine marketing, pay-per-click are terms that you may or may not be comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with this, my advice is don't try to do it on your own. There are a lot of vendors out there who do this. They actually do it relatively inexpensively, and they know what they're doing. You can end up wasting a lot of money on Google Ads and pay-per-click if you don't know what you're doing. So what this has to do with is, if somebody does a search on Yahoo or Google, you need to show up. And you need to show up pretty much on the first page, because if you're not on the first page, nobody's going to click through to the next page to look for a hotel. So here's an example of a search, hotel near Chattanooga, and you really need to be on the display here among the first 10-15 properties, or you're not going to be found. So that's what that has to do with. The other part of this equation is to get display on some of the free sites. This is actually a great way to drive business without having to spend much money. And there are a lot of local sites that you may not have thought about that could be a great way to drive new revenue. One is actually CVBs. One is funeral homes. That's something that you may not have thought about, but a lot of funeral homes have links to hotels in the area. Hospitals do too, and universities. So look around, see if you have any destination sites, Office of Tourism, CVB, but also look at local churches, hospitals, funeral homes, and see if you can find a place to get some free advertisement. Normally they let you put a link to your website without charging you for it. The next tip is to improve your hotel website. There are a lot of inexpensive website developers nowadays, and you need to make sure that the website you have does your property justice, and to make it easy for the hotel for the guests to find out how to book a room. I mean, we do this every day and all day long, and you will be amazed how many hotels actually hide the online booking engine for guests. Probably not thinking about it, they don't, but they are so eager to display pictures and talk about their hotel that they actually make it really hard to find out how to book a room. So I have a couple of examples of how to make it easy for somebody to find a hotel. Here is an example from Vista, where it's very clear up in the left corner how you find a hotel. Look at what they do too with this website. It's very obvious to me that Vista is a family hotel that attracts families. They have a map in the left corner to show where their properties are. This is a very good way of making it simple for somebody to make a reservation and also to communicate what your target market is. Settle In is another example here. Make it very simple in the left corner there to choose a location and find a hotel room, but also to make it very clear that they are looking for business travelers. Try to think about what experience are you trying to communicate to your guests. My third example of a website is an independent property that does a very good job just sharing just that. This is Bonneville Hot Springs, and even though I'm not 100% sure I agree with all the colors here, it's very obvious to me that somebody who's staying at this property are coming because it's a beautiful location. They might be interested in hiking. They always have a spa. The lodging style of the property is very obvious by looking at the picture. So to me, this website does a great job communicating the experience this hotel is trying to accomplish with their guests. On a side note, it's very easy to see where you go to book a reservation. It's a big button in orange, book reservations. So make sure your website communicates who you are and make it easy for the guest to actually make a reservation. Maximize your booking engine revenue. As many of you know, this is one of the cheapest channels for you to get reservations. Make sure that the booking engine you're using gives a very simple process to the guest to make a reservation, that it's customizable to make it fit with your branding and the look and feel of your website. It needs to be up all the time. I'm amazed by how many hotels have booking engines on their websites that are not up. Not to pick on anybody in particular, but a lot of the PMS vendors, they don't necessarily spend the resources we do on making sure the booking engines are reliable, and they need to be up all the time. Your booking engine should have the ability to build packages. You need to have good confirmation emails, and you need to be able to do additional things with it, like maybe if you have a spa, to make a spa reservation. Our booking engine is very, very simple, and we do have packages. Everybody can make more money on packages. What quality of property you have, you need to make sure you have packages put together. Packages is a way to hide margins. You know, you put a room with a bottle of wine, and before you know it, people are willing to spend more money for it. And some really popular packages now are with golf courses. Golf courses are hurting too, and you can get a very, very good deep discount with a local golf course, put it together with your hotel room, and form a golf package. And I'm a golfer. I can tell you that it's I don't care what actual hotel I'm staying in. I'm more interested in getting enough golf out of my weekend when I go away for a golf weekend. So work with your local golf courses, and make sure they give you a deep discount. You should have at least 50%. So this is an example of a package made in our booking engine, and you can actually book it right there and then. Another example of the confirmation email, it needs to be clear, and this is a marketing tool for you too. If you have a spa, make sure that the spa can be booked through your website. And we also offer some interesting marketing tools, like what we call motion notes, which is a piece of multimedia you can send out to your guests in the confirmation email or through a e-blast where you can actually have a video about your property, or an event that's coming to town, like a festival, or a video from a local golf course, whatever it is you're trying to upsell, your spa maybe, if you have one, or maybe just an overview of the area you're in, if you want people to stay longer or stay at your property. Market your 1-800 number for reservations. Make sure you have a toll-free number, and even if you're not using our call center, make sure you advertise it. Make it easy for people to find your toll-free reservations. If you have a billboard, make sure you put your toll-free number on it. And make sure you have QA, quality assurance, on your front desk staff that takes the calls. We have experienced when we do test calls that it's a mixed bag. Some hotels have very good staffing and are very good at selling their own properties. Some properties are not. Make sure you have a sales script and that the staff you have answering phones are good at it. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. You should be able to get a higher ADR from the phone calls. It gives you a better chance to upsell amenities and get people into better rooms. So use the toll-free number as a way to drive revenue. Here at InnLink, we on average we get 12% higher ADR in our call center than property direct reservations. Here's some example. Vista, again, they make it very clear where to call if you want to do reservations. Another example is American. They within their booking engine, they actually put a toll-free number in. So if somebody's going through the process online, but they are struggling with either giving out their credit card online, or maybe they'll have questions about room types, they can immediately call the toll-free number and get assistance and make sure we don't lose that sale. So stick the toll-free number for reservations into as many places as you can. Make it easy to book for groups, and think about groups in different ways. You do have your very sophisticated group bookers, your tour operators that book groups, blocks day in and day out, but you also have an increasing number of group travelers who are very unsophisticated in terms of booking groups. Family reunions, sport groups, church groups. That's the fastest growing group segment, is between I think 7 and 11 rooms, and a lot of those travel planners are not that good at it. So make it easy for them. Make sure that your website has a very simple way to get to your group booking capability, whether that's on site or whether you use something like InnLink's group sales desk. So make it very easy for groups to find how to make a group reservation. Rates. Offer competitive rates, including the right kind of discounts. Know what your competitors are charging. There are several good shopping tools that you can use that can give you a good picture of what your competitors are charging. We work with Rubicon and we work with Smith Travel to partner with them and get you the right data. Because you need to be aware of what your competitors are doing, but also use the right combination of rate types. If that's AAA, government, military, do you need to be ARP, or is it enough for you to have a senior rate? Use manager specials and fallback rates when your call center or your front desk gets rate resistance from customers. Teach them how to use fallback rates and manager specials to win over somebody who is rate resistant. And most importantly, or one of my pet peeves, is rate consistency. It drives me crazy. This happened to me several times now when I find a rate on Expedia And then I call the property and I tell them about that rate and say, hey, listen, I just found a rate for you at Expedia for $129. Can I get that rate if I call you directly so you don't have to pay the fees to Expedia? And the front desk staff says no. It happens over and over again. Make sure your staff is enabled to match rates that you have out on Expedia and Orbitz, Travelocity, because obviously a rate that you're selling at Expedia for, let's say $100, you need to pay them whatever it is, $30 of that. So make sure your local staff has the authority to match online rates like Expedia rates. Here's just an example of what it looks like if you use our Rubicon Reservations service. Here is a property that has their competitive set listed, and then here's an example of what the information looks like when it shows up. It's shopping data for a week out and for all the competitive sets. That shopping data is brought to you by Rubicon, and they go out and they shop all the GDSs and the online travel channels to give you the best picture possible for what's in your area. And this information is very inexpensive to get. And we can help you hook you up with Rubicon. Here's also another example how you can, on your website, make sure that you have the right level of rates. And if you're not sure what you should have, your revenue manager can help you and give you some advice on that. The next one is make sure you display well for travel agents and online travel agents. Think about this as the store window. You know, if you had a retail store, you will make sure that your display window was clean and displayed your best clothing. The same goes for your online travel agents and your regular travel agents. Make sure you have good images, a great property description that is up to date. It's very easy to change property descriptions, so you can do it on a regular basis. Offer commissionable rates, pay commissions on time, and offer travel agent rates when they are out traveling. Here are some examples of some horror examples of pictures that we have received from properties. They're asking us to put them on to display the quality of the property, and you can see on both those two pictures. I don't know what the property was thinking. Here's another example of what you don't want. Look at your left there. The pictures are so grainy that it doesn't look very good. Here's an example of two properties that actually have almost identical rooms. One is doing a much better job of displaying it. You can see, for instance, that this property offers USA Today. So what they did was that they put it on the bed just to show that. They put a little flower in the corner, and then the overall picture is better quality because they use a professional photographer. But very similar quality room, but they've done a better job making it look nice. Here's another example of some properties that are not, these are not super nice properties, but they've done a good job doing the best they can with what they have. They looked around and said, what's the best view of my property? Let's take a picture of that. Let's use a professional photographer. It's not that big of an investment. You can get it for a couple of $100. You can get the professional photographer to take some pictures of your property. But look at this, for instance, how well they've done here with taking the good perspective from down and up, using the right light and a lot of greenery. That makes this property much, basically show it the best possible way. Here are some examples of what you should not have. And I used to do a random search for in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I got some horror examples. Start with the first one here, Comfort Inn. This is a decent proper description. Indoor pool and whirlpool, suites available, 100% satisfaction guarantee. That's all good. Free high-speed internet. That's good. Pet charge. If you only have 3 sentences to sell your hotel, why do you want to talk about pet charge? That's something you can have way further down in the description. The next one is sort of my favorite here. Hampton Inn Eau Claire, University area. Welcome to the Hampton Inn Eau Claire, located in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Okay, no news there. We are a few miles from the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. So they spent the whole sales script here talking about something that we already know by looking at the title. The last one is the Howard Johnson, no image and no description. So here, these are big chains, right? You would think that they know what they're doing, but the fact is that a lot of hotels are struggling with getting this piece right. And it's easy, and we can help you. So make sure you have a good picture and a good description. Sign up for the online travel agent programs. These are some terms that you probably have heard: merchant rates, opaque programs, special promotions. The key here is that you may or may not need this, and we are very happy to help you through this process. A lot of the online travel agents out there, such as Travelocity and Expedia and Orbitz, are pushing hotels out if they don't participate in their special programs. We know which ones, we know what markets. If you have questions, please let us know. But you can identify these programs by looking at these different, buttons and colors. If you don't show up on the first page or 2 on Expedia, you probably need to do something. If you're in a smaller market, you may not need to yet, but talk to your revenue manager about it. Build your corporate consortia business. I'm surprised how effective this can be, even in the smaller markets, even if your property is not associated with a big brand. Here's a smaller Midwest chain, and they actually got acceptance on almost half the bid they submitted for corporate business. So you should at least have a plan how to grow that part of your business, even if you're a small property. The last tip is to get a PMS with a good interface to your CRS vendor, meaning InnLink. This is extremely important. A, it's reduce your labor, so you don't have to key in reservations. B, we can sell more for you. If we know what you have in inventory, we can sell more for you. We have seen growth numbers up to double the revenue if you have a good PMS interface to us. I can almost promise you that if you buy a PMS today that has a good interface with InnLink, the additional revenue you get from that will pay off the cost of the PMS within 12 months. Lastly, you will actually be one step closer to PCI compliance. And for you who have been on previous calls, you know how important PCI compliance is. For you who don't, it stands for Payment Card Industry, and it's basically Visa and MasterCards, their rules. It has to do with how credit card information is transported and handled. If you are still receiving reservations by fax or email, it makes it harder for you to be compliant, and therefore you're at risk. You would benefit tremendously from getting a PMS with an interface. We interface with now close to 20 different PMS vendors. Call us, let us know who you have, and we'll work with you. If you don't have a PMS, call us and we'll help you figure out which ones you should pick. So, in terms of 10 tips to make more money, we can help you get to a partner that works with search and optimization and search and marketing pay-per-click. We have partners that can help you build and improve your website. We have a great booking engine. If you're not using it, talk to us and we'll hook you up. The toll-free reservations, if you don't want to do them yourself, we have a call center. The group booking process, if you don't have resources to manage your groups, we have a group sales desk here that can do it for you. If you need advice on competitive rates and how you display for the OTAs and the TAs or the merchant programs, talk to your revenue manager. And we have a relationship with Lanyon, RFP Express for Consortia, and we have relationships with, as I said, about 20 different PMS vendors that you can get a interface with. So that's how we can help you drive more revenue. I encourage you to talk to your revenue manager or to contact us in any way to help you with these items. And I hope you enjoyed this and that you found it helpful. If you have any feedback, let us know. And the next InnTouch forum is August 18th. We will actually give you highlights from Smith Travel's Hotel Data Conference held in Nashville August 4th to 5th. That conference will talk a lot about upcoming trends and in the industry. If you happen to want to attend that conference, we can hook you up. And if you want to view previous InnTouch forums or this one, you can do it off our website, www.innlink.com. So with that, I thank you and I appreciate you spending time with me today. It's been a pleasure and I hope it was helpful for you guys.